Hi there, this is Snow City Tarot, and I'm here today with a charm casting reading. Today's topic is going to be the week ahead. So this is not a timeless reading. It will be a prediction from March 13th to March 19th, 2022. I'll be predicting the events of the week ahead for you. So just keep in mind, it is not timeless, and it's really only good for this week. Today I will be pulling charms here, as you can see, and I also have these cards here, but these will be providing us just a little bit of advice for the week ahead. So I have three options here for you to choose from, and this will be group 1. This is rhodonite. This is group 2. This is labradorite, and this is group 3. This is blue-green apatite. So I want you to take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And I want you to ask your guides, guardians, angels, ancestors, gods, goddesses, what the next week has in store for you. And when you've picked that, you can find your timestamps in the description box below. And yeah, so I'll get started with group 1, the rhodonite. Hi, group 1. So this is you. You picked the rhodonite. This is your reading. So the advice that you have for the week, we'll start with this just to start. It should be good no matter when we read it. But to start, we've got the One Ring Circus. This is upright for you. This talks about independence, remembering you are competent and capable. So we can probably say there might be some things that come up this week that make you kind of wonder or doubt yourself just a little bit. But this is a reminder that you are competent and capable, and you are someone who needs to also create boundaries, though. That's another thing with this one, is that you are an independent person. And if people are trying to kind of merge or interlock or, you know, adhere to you, maybe like a leech or like one of those little fish that suck on the bottom of sharks, you might want to be careful of those people, because they could be trying to sap you of your energy, your time, your resources, things like that. They may not be doing it intentionally. They may not be doing it intentionally this week, but it's important for you to create and maintain some clear boundaries with somebody specifically this week. The main thing you want to get out of this as advice is to just value your own time. Don't let anybody try to, you know, bog you down with their problems. You'll have to find a way to maybe politely tell them to, you know, find somebody else for help, because this week it may not be the best week for them to be asking you. So just keep that in mind. That's the advice for this week. So let's take a look with these charms. One moment. I hope you guys don't mind if I move my mic just real quick. Please show me. Please show me what will happen for the week of March 13th to March 19th, 2022 for the group that picked rhodonite. Okay, so let's see here. I have a bunch of things here. So this is kind of going to talk about Monday. This is like the closest part of the week to you right now. So this is Sunday, Monday time frame. And actually, I have the letter here. This is going to be indicating a lot of communication, talking back and forth, writing emails perhaps. For the most part, though, I'm seeing just a lot of communication. For some of you, I think maybe some of you might be actually sending out letters or invitations potentially. For some of you, and that's what's funny is I also have this little lollipop too. So I'm wondering if some of you might be sending out some like invitations or some like notifications or announcements perhaps about maybe a baby, you know, could be like a birth announcement or something like that. Or, you know, an announcement of gender for a baby if you guys are pregnant. But for the most part, I think it's just going to be an increase in correspondence around this time frame. And I think that it could potentially be about positive things, actually, though. Love, romance. I think there's going to be a lot of focus on children, though. I want to say for those of you that have children, you might be talking a lot about children or corresponding with other people, or maybe even mailing out invitations for a kid's birthday party. It's actually pretty good energy here, because in this section, we've got the topic of love and romance and children and creation and all these beautiful things. Really enjoyable time, actually. So there could be the planning stages too, because this kind of talks about something that's not yet opened, right? It's a letter. So you're kind of planning it out or starting it, but I think you won't see the results of this action until a little bit later, maybe even next week. But for the most part, yeah, it really looks like you're kind of starting it off a little bit slow, which isn't so bad. Um, a little bit later in the week, around Tuesday or Wednesday, we could be seeing discussions about, for some of you, if it's still within the area of children, we could be talking about maybe somebody, if you guys have children with someone else and you're sharing it, there could be discussions about free time and sharing maybe a custody with the kids and maybe taking them out and doing something fun with them this week. There could be these discussions going on. Maybe there's like requesting to be able to take your kid out to go and have fun on the weekend. But you need to kind of discuss it with their other parents so that you can make the arrangements. I see this going smoothly though. I don't see any fighting or anything like that. And I see eventually like there'll be some free time here. So actually, for some of you, you could be allotting time to someone else, or you could be, like sending your child to them for the weekend, or they may be sent to you. But regardless, I see that there's a lot of smoothness in whatever this may be. Now, if this is not a child related thing, this can simply mean that you are setting up some kind of enjoyable situation, perhaps a date with somebody else. I'm still seeing a lot of love and romance over here. And I'm seeing that there's definitely, if you have any obstacles in the way of having this type of activity later in the week, I'm seeing that you'll eventually get over those, fly over them, basically. I'm seeing there's going to be some free time for a lot of, enjoyment and just spending, time with someone else for fun. So it even could be a friend. So really, I don't see too many bad things here. So let's see. Over here, though, this is still around the Tuesday and the Tuesday, Wednesday time frame. We've got this peacock, or not peacock. What the heck? A flounder. What is wrong with me today? Flamingo. Holy crow. It does look like you may have some discussions or issues regarding your finances or things like that. Nothing bad, because I'm seeing you're in like a very important energy regarding this. The thing about the flamingo is actually it's incredibly resilient. I don't know if a lot of you know this, but flamingos, you can freeze them solid and they still survive. They actually exist in areas of the world where the water is literally boiling. There's like one lake in, I think, Africa that is so hot that it's actually like boiling hot. It will burn anybody, like a human being who tries to stand in it, but the flamingos can handle it. So I'm thinking that as far as like money and your personal possessions and the things that you value goes, I see you kind of hanging on and doing really well and enduring situations that could be completely unbearable to somebody else. So for you, this can indicate that, maybe something uncomfortable is going to come up in regards to that, but you are so comfortable with traversing it that it's not even it's like water off a duck's back, right? Another bird analogy. But so I'm just seeing that around Tuesday or Monday. And that's mostly going to be with financial things. For some people, it may have to do with your personal self-worth. Maybe in some cases, people could be trying to maybe make you feel bad about yourself in some kind of way, but you're like, not me. I can handle this, whatever, bug off. So I see you enduring. The flamingos are like a really great sign for endurance, basically, and handling things. So be quite proud of yourself if this comes out at all, because this is flamingo's a rare bird, So what else do I see here? Going around. Okay, we're looking at about Thursday. Over here, I do see a potential argument with somebody. It doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that it's going to be really, really violent or anything like that, or like a total major breakup. I mean, for some of you, it could be. But for the most part, I don't truly see that. I do see you kind of standing your ground, telling somebody what's what. And maybe this is what this is saying here. You got to establish your boundaries by saying some things that might be difficult. So you might actually have to be like, hey, listen, could you back off? Because I can't handle this right now. You might have to say it more politely than that. But with this Warhammer here, I'm seeing victory as well. So I think that you'll really establish a boundary. And this is a one-on-one connection. This isn't going to be like a random person. I mean, it could be a confrontation perhaps, but for the most part, I think this is maybe like a friend, someone that you know, an acquaintance, or someone that you're working with. But you typically will have like a one-on-one relationship with them. And that's kind of, you're going to have to kind of put them in their place, I guess. It doesn't have to be rude. Like I said, just maybe do something that, you put up a boundary with them. This is actually kind of indicating that you may be maybe more attacking, or this could be somebody attacking you even, but I get the feeling that this is going to be you here actually because of what's up here. So I think that this is probably you who's going to be making the motion to tell people to back off. So let's see here though. This is about Thursday too. This is that wing here. I think that's going to be saying that you do have that open time frame, that freedom to enjoy things. That's going to be that Thursday mark here. We also have the trowel here. Interesting. You could be digging up some issues or things on your family. This could be a time frame where you are discussing something like family heritage or inherited things in your family, like diseases or stuff. Or you could be kind of going deep as far as psychology goes and thinking about psychological, I hate to say psychological damage, not necessarily damage, but, ancestral damage or not ancestral, but it's, your family curses. You could be digging a little bit deep into a family curse, meaning it could be you are researching maybe a hereditary illness in the family. It could be alcoholism or depression or just a disease. You could be seeking out some kind of information on that, digging in regards to that. For some of you, though, this can also indicate that you're literally going to be gardening. This is the bottom part of this chart map here, and so the bottom indicates, the grass, the soil that your house lives on. So for some of you, you could actually be literally spending that day digging in the soil for something. And we're getting into springtime, so yeah, you might be planting bulbs. So let's go on a little bit more. So this is the later end of the week. So this is going to be Friday and Saturday. And I'm seeing, you might actually have some fun here. Where do I want to start with this? Well, let's see here. I also have this kiss lips down here, but it's far off the chart. But I think this could potentially actually be Friday too over here. I'll move this up if you can't see it. But this could be that. It was actually right here. So, for some of you, you actually might have somebody nice over that you talk to, that you invite them into your house and you have a discussion. This is usually kissing and telling, or just kissing or something like that, because they are lips, of course. But so I'm wondering if maybe, you have a friend over and potentially you might do a little bit of gossip with them. You might tell them a little bit about your personal life, that sort of thing. It's a very private conversation though. So, and it's maybe a little bit sexy. if it's not a sexy conversation with a friend, there's the potential that it could also be, you inviting someone over to your house or home and you guys maybe watch something together. I'm not seeing anything that's like super big or outstanding, but it might be just a nice time to spend with other people. But up here, yeah, we've got here with Aries on top of this part of the chart. We're looking at, let me flip him upside down for you. This is talking about being very, assertive with what you want. You could be very business oriented, goal oriented, career oriented. So if you're searching for a job, you're going to be in great energy to do that. You're going to be applying to a lot of jobs. You could be trying to really excel and show your leadership at work during the end of the week. People actually might be asking you to do things too, like to go out and get stuff done. This is a very assertive and activated type of energy. So I think that you might be doing some of your own initiating here. So, if you have an idea, you'll go out and share it. If you see something needs to get done, you're going to do it, because shows that you have initiative at the end of the week. So that's really good when it comes to work and career. But this will be Friday, unless you work Saturday as well. You could be then too. But this last part here, we're seeing. We have the paintbrush, we have the playing card, and then we have the ring here. So this looks like you could have some kind of, you could be playing a game with people in a group. This could also be like a paint night with people. It's a recreational area here. And I think that you could be bringing a friend or taking a friend with you. It looks like you actually had this committed. So this could be something that you have planned, because this is a ring. This is something that you might have had planned for a while, actually, and you may have planned it before this week. So it's something that you already had set up, you were going to set out to do. It's going to be parties or going out to some kind of group event, I think here. But there's going to be a creative element to it, so it's going to be quite fun. I'm thinking like a paint night or some kind of group thing, like a group class or something like that. Yeah, I think whatever it is, though, it's going to be fun. I think some of you could, there's a potential you could go to a casino. And what's funny is look at the spacing here. You could actually be planning at the beginning of the week for this part of the week. And that's what all these arrangements are for. So yeah, I'm thinking by the end of the night, end of the week, there's going to be a lot of commitment towards this thing that you've done. This can also talk about things that are repeated, like cycles. So this could be an event that you've already done in the past as well. So you may have either scheduled it early, or it's something that you've done in the past. And, like it might be like a ritual that you and somebody else tend to do. So maybe you're going out. This could simply just be going out to like a club together or something like that. Look, club, Ace of Clubs. That's actually something too. When it comes to cartomancy, the club is literally, you can think about it as club groups too. Because in traditional cartomancy, the clubs are like a group. It indicates, stuff that you do with other people, groups, physical activities, games, things like that. So it does look pretty fun. I think that you guys this looks like a good week so far. I will mention here out in the very far distant here, it was like way off the sheet. I wouldn't count this as part of the week, but this might be talking about something going on in the, maybe in the near future. We're talking about something that could be like weight gain or something as a result of maybe overeating or overindulging. We do have a lot of stuff in Pisces right now. We're going to have more stuff in Pisces later on. But I think that, sometimes this can, like having the sun there and Jupiter and Neptune all together kind of playing out, their energy there can make us kind of a little lazy daisy. And it can also make us a bit, hungry, cravey, that sort of thing, where we want to eat more and drink more and enjoy things more. And especially with like, the weather kind of going off and on still, it can make us want to, eat and drink more. So just be careful. The anchor can talk about being weighted down. It can also talk about a big booty. So maybe you want to be careful if you're trying to slim down for some event or just for your own personal health. You want to make sure that you don't sabotage your own goals. Okay. So that's your week ahead. Please let me know what you like. If you like this, please let me know, because I don't do this very often. If you guys are into this, I would love to do it. I don't even care if there's only like 200 of you that like this. At least 200 people like it. I'm not going for views anymore. I'm going for what people want. So if you like this, please let me know you appreciate it, because I'm going to be doing, if I do more, I'm going to be doing it for you, because 200 good solid viewers is better than 1,000 viewers that don't really care very much and are just kind of there to consume a video and leave. If you're really getting something out of this, I'd love to see that. If you find that this is a prediction that comes true, please tell me. I would love to hear that. Even if it doesn't come true, let me know. Or if you see one of these items in here and you think that it has a different interpretation for what happened in your week, I would love to hear that too. So if you go down in the comments and you put the number that you chose and you come back later and you'll see which one you picked, you can come back and edit the comment or post a new one and say, hey, yeah, this is how my week went. So anyway, if you are interested in a private reading, you can contact me, or you can get me in my Etsy shop. I do pre-recorded readings. They start at $10. They're very easy. We still have a conversation even if they're pre-recorded. Yeah, so you can find me there. So thanks for watching. I will move on to group 2. Hi, group 2. This is for those of you that picked a Labradorite. This is your reading. So let me put that over here. So we'll just start here. This is your advice card just to start, but then I'm going to pull charms, obviously. So what we got here is the Sacred Pool. It came out in reverse. So this is advice. So what this is saying that you want to try to stay away from self-victimization this week. You may not realize you're doing it. You may be thinking like, because nobody's really thinking like, I'm going to self-victimize. Like nobody does that. You're probably going to be sitting there making excuses for why you won't do something, and your reasons for it might be seem really practical, like obviously I can't do X, Y, or Z because this situation or that circumstance or blah 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 or something like this. But what you may not realize is you're doing that because you're afraid of doing this thing, or you're afraid of it because it's just uncomfortable, or that you just don't want to try a new thing, or you don't want to exert any more energy than you have to. It kind of just talks about making excuses that really only hinder you. It's not going to be something that is going to affect anybody else. It's really going to be hurting you the most if you're not willing to try something different, it could be new, or just something different, or something that's uncomfortable that you could be doing. And it's saying you should try to do the uncomfortable thing, because this is gonna being stuck in a loop and of like denial and keeping yourself down. It's only going to exhaust you and waste your time. So when you think about all the time that you wasted putting it off or ignoring it, you'll realize that you're spending more time being uncomfortable like that than you would have if you just did the thing, if that makes any sense. So discomfort is okay. As long as it's not killing you and as long as it's not breaking you, it's okay to be uncomfortable, because that inspires change, okay? So that's just what the advice is for you this week. Let me do this here. Oh, I'm sorry. This is probably really loud. I'm going to move this aside. Please show me what group 2, the Labradorite group, what will be their week? What's their weekly prediction for March 13th through March 19th, 2022? Okay, so you actually got a pretty busy week, you guys. And it's coming right out the gate too, because I'm seeing like a lot of focus here on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Sunday and Monday mostly. I am seeing, I have the eye. I'm going to flip these up right for you guys so you can see them, so they're more interesting to look at. But I have the unicorn, I've got the saw, and I've got this eye. I think some of you are going to be able to cut yourself off from some kind of commitment to some kind of family commitment. Not necessarily a big commitment, because it's just the week. So if you had made a promise to do something and maybe you didn't really want to do it, it's looking like you might be able to get out of it. Although it will take a lot of humming and hawing and really, you might really have to press somebody to get you to get off the hook on something in some way. But it does look like you'll be successful here with the key. What else? For some of you, you also may be trying to draw out a secret or something from a family member. That's another thing. And it could be a sibling, because I have a lot of focus on this area here. It could be one of your siblings. But I'm seeing that, you just might, and this can be a commitment that you keep to yourself too, where you're like, man, I really want to go visit my parents, but I really can't. Or you could be avoiding it where you're like, I don't think I want to. But that's what I'm seeing with this, is you could be kind of like turning something down when it comes to home or family. For some of you, you may literally, this could be taken as literally as possible. You might have something to do with unlocking a house or getting a key for a house. So maybe making a copy of a key could be somehow relevant here. Hopefully you're not getting locked out. I'm not really seeing that here, but that is, it is very literal there sometimes. So I will just take a look at that. But in the middle, we've got this unicorn actually. So it's like you're going to kind of start the week off though with this kind of, we have the eye, and then we also have the unicorn. So together I'm seeing more of like a prayer or some kind of like hope. Some of you might be doing some kind of manifestation thing too, because this unicorn's like kind of talk about dreams come true and acquiring our fantasies and wanting to enjoy life and enjoy enjoy the mysteries of life. So altogether, I could be seeing that this is going to be happening. Also, we've got this activation here, and in this sector, we are looking at something that could be related to, magic, religion, philosophy, that sort of thing. So there could be some kind of spiritual practice starting at the beginning of the week. If we're moving on to about Monday, Tuesday time frame, I've got the watermelon, I've got this bird, I've got this here. Let's see, what am I seeing? That's the Monday, Tuesday time frame. Well, I'm seeing that you're actually going to be, I'm seeing a lot of hard work and bravery, honestly, when it comes to this, to your career. And that's going to be kind of a theme for the whole week. And I think, though, you're going to be fierce about it, though. I think that you may not feel comfortable. You may feel a little bit nervous or insecure, but I'm seeing that this week, career, you're really going to be fighting the good fight when it comes to that. For some of you, your politics may come to light. People may be talking about that. And that could be something that, maybe you don't want to share your ideas on those types of things, but there is that potential that if you've got an opinion on the current events that you want to share with everybody, you may do that, and you may do it really publicly. But I'm not seeing it in a bad way. I'm not seeing any bad outcomes with that. Although you always want to be careful that, you don't set yourself up to be hit a bee's nest online, so you do want to be careful about things, when there's a lot of contention and difficult topics going on. So just be careful with that. But for the most part, I'm seeing you really putting in a lot of effort and fighting, not even fighting. Like, I'm not even seeing like an altercation or anything. I'm just seeing you kind of like, just buckling up and taking the week right to the face. Maybe, but you're going to do a good job about it. So you don't have to worry. As long as you're putting the effort in, you're going to be fine. We've got this watermelon, and we've got this here. So I do think you'll be doing some more pleasurable experiences online. You might be discussing things. This is kind of, the pipe here is more about like pondering and thinking. So I'm thinking that, you and a bunch of other people could be talking about things online, pondering things. You could be getting the ideas from other people, really picking brains basically, and seeing what people think of stuff and kind of forming your own opinion too. I do think, though, also around that time, you might be doing something enjoyable, having fun, maybe playing some video games, actually. I could be seeing that when it comes to recreation, but I'm seeing like group recreation. So I think that's, kind of what I'm seeing there. It's going to be good to have you, what's it called? Blow off steam. That's what I'm thinking. I see here, though, let's see, going around. No. Where are we? Okay. Over here, we're at the turtle. This is going to kind of indicate you, kind of looks like you're going to start here. It could be kind of social to start the week, but I'm starting to see that you're going to want to become more reclusive as you go. You're slowly going to kind of withdraw from people. I think by the end of the week, you'll probably be, either recovered from this wanting to withdraw, or you could be just kind of officially on your own, just like, okay, I'm just going to be by myself for a little bit. I got to turn off my phone. I got to turn off my computer. I just need to be alone. So I am seeing that you could be doing that. This is good energy, though, because the turtle carries his home on his back, so I feel like this is you kind of being self-sustaining. You don't need anybody. You don't need their opinions. You don't need any of that crap. You're going to be fine without them. So I'm thinking that, if you want to cut ties this week with the, not necessarily permanent ties, but just kind of cut ties with society for just a bit, I think that you could be rewarded with that by getting some peace of mind. But I do think that it might be good for you to kind of go inward and just relax. The other thing that I'm seeing, these are going to be happening, by the way, this is going to be about Wednesday-ish. So Wednesday also, I'm seeing some self-guidance. So I'm seeing a pep talk, a personal pep talk, because we have this lantern here. So this is self-guidance. This could also be something you reflect on to another person too, by the way. This section and this section together can talk about you reflecting yourself back on to somebody else. So you could be giving somebody guidance based on your own personal experience. That's one thing. But also, for the most part, I'm seeing that you're going to be lighting your own way. I don't see you needing anybody else. I'm seeing you being able to light your own way, give yourself your own advice. And together with these two, we kind of have hermit card energy. So again, I'm seeing a little bit more of a withdrawal and some self-exploration too. And I'm seeing it in a way that's not critical. You're doing it in a healthy way. So self-exploration should never be, why are you so stupid? Why can't you do anything right? It's more like, why am I uncomfortable about this? Why is this bothering me so much? I think that everyone else does this so easily. What's stopping me, you know? So it's really healthy self-reflection. So you're doing it in a great, great way. Next up, we have for the month or for the week, we have, this is still some Wednesday energy. I see that you could be sharing some music with some other people, or you could be attending maybe some kind of concert or musical event, or seeing live music in some kind of way. That's because I have this little charm here, this G-clef. Is that what it's called, guys? Music people, you know, right? G-clef, is that it? Double clef? Cleft chin? What is this? You let me know. But I'm also seeing, like, it's interesting because this is very much showing talking, singing even. But I'm seeing with the Scorpio charm, Scorpio is kind of talking about, you know, cutting things out, removing things, changing things. That could be something that you might. I'm seeing you kind of become less social throughout this week. And even look here, fifth house, this luxury, romance area, social area, you've got the shades on. So I feel like towards the end of the week, you might be just kind of pulling away, watching your own TV shows, being alone, just spending some time with yourself. I'm not seeing a lot of socializing. And in fact, I see you kind of cutting it off at this point here. Your communication with other people might be, you know, people could be feeling hostile or being a little bit aggressive in their speech. So you might say, you know, hey, I'm going to cut this off. This can also maybe say that you have some difficult information to share with somebody else. It may not have to do with this music here. This could be just kind of happening simultaneously where you get new music and you're totally thrilled about it and you're having a blast with it. But also you have some other stuff that you got to talk about that can be a little bit difficult. There might be some gossip going on and maybe you have to kind of squash it and try to keep, and maybe again, another reason why you have to like get out of here and like scoot, because if there's like gossip going around, whether it's about you or someone else, you may not want to even be part of it. So you're just going to say, yeah, I'm going to go. I'm not going to deal with this. I'm not going to be that person. You guys can, you know, be a bunch of hens and squawk about this, but I'm not going to be part of it. So there's just a lot of independence happening this week for you. But when it comes for this, with the shade though, it's like you trying to put on your shades and just sort of like, just move. Just be like, no one sees me. I'm wearing my sunglasses. I'm in a disguise. You know, I can kind of move out of that. This can also mean that you might spend some of your time online spying on somebody that you have a crush on. That's a potential too, because this is that love and relationships. This can also talk about you know, spying on your kids too. If you're not trusting them, you may kind of be a little bit suspicious and be like, I'm gonna check in and see what they have to say. Or see what they're doing, and you know, I think I'm feeling suspicious, or spying on a lover or something. Like you might be a little bit suspicious there. And actually, this can also talk about suspicion and paranoia as well when it comes to communications. So you could be kind of suspicious of what somebody else is saying or telling somebody else, or who they're talking to, or something like that. It's best probably not to be in that energy, but you know, you never know. The paranoia might be just you can't get out of that mindset until you know, or something like that. At the end of the week, though, we have this little Capricorn placement here. I'm seeing you kind of pursuing difficult things. It's funny because the last group had Aries here, which I thought was interesting. But it does look like you might be towards the end of the week planning something that is going to affect your career for the long term. But this can also talk about inheritance as well. Like you could be maybe setting up a 401k, or you could be making some like long-term plans perhaps about what you'll leave behind, or what you're going to use for like making decisions about long-term situations regarding work, or maybe school too. These are your ambitions and what you're aspiring to be. So there's that possibility that you could be just working towards that too, in a very in a very persistent way, though, because this is Capricorn. So it's like, if there is any kind of challenge regarding those topics, you're going to overcome them, and you'll do anything to overcome them. So you don't have to worry that you won't manage it. You'll be able to do it. Now, this can also talk about publicly doing something very hard and having everybody see you do the hard thing. And that might be what you could also be doing too, which is funny because you're like going separate. You're like going in the position of being more reclusive this week. But then here we're showing that you're kind of going in a different direction. It's like public, right? You're like both public and out there and putting yourself out there, but you're not having like one-on-one connections with people. You're kind of seeing things from a bigger scope, or like a bigger angle, a more impartial angle. So it's kind of interesting that you're kind of becoming reclusive when it comes to your connections to one-on-one people, your close relationships, but you're willing to put yourself out there to the more greater public, the people that you're not going to be speaking to like one-on-one or speaking to intimately or anything like that. So I think that's an interesting thing. I also have down here, I have the surgery kit, and I also have the saxophone. They're kind of like straddling this green and yellow section here. So I think that the saxophone might be talking about just having some more relaxing moments. When I think of saxophone, I think of like, sexy romantic settings, Kenny G, eating dinner with like your like somebody intimately, and listening to this type of music, and it can really mean that you're setting the mood on something. Also over here, and mind you, this is like Friday, Saturday at this point. I have this surgery kit though, and when it comes to this third house, it talks about having a lot of precision and discipline, and it talks about having a system in place. And when it's in this area, it could be talking about your skills, your skill set, or some information that you're trying to learn, or something you're trying to learn. You found a system in how to learn it, or you're trying to show off your skill or show off a trade by showing off your skill set. Could be something here. Or if anything, though, the focus is maybe just skill set. For some reason, you might be showing this off to other people, or you could be talking about it, or you could be teaching other people about these things. But towards the end of the week, this will be a very concentrated thing. I have a feeling this is going to be closer to Friday. If you guys are working, a typical, Monday through Friday job, I feel like this is going to be Friday for you guys. And this is going to be like kicking the week off with a trade lecture or something, or I'm sorry, ending the week with a trade lecture, or instructing somebody on how to do something at work. So that's what I've got for you, group 2. Thanks for watching. If you guys like this, please let me know in the comment section below, because letting me know whether this happened is really good for me to develop, this craft. It also is good to tell me what doesn't develop, so I can be like, oh, okay. If you guys have any kind of input on what you think some of these items meant, because I use the sunglasses, say, for trying to become hidden, or secretly watching somebody, but maybe you guys actually were gifted sunglasses, or maybe you saw something like this that you think it could have been. Let me know. I'm really interested in hearing. But yeah, so if you're interested in getting a private reading with me, you can find me in my Etsy shop. I do 10 readings starting at $10. I do astrology readings. I do pre-recorded readings, and I do video readings. Just let me know if you're interested in any of those things. Make sure to read the descriptions in those, just so you know what you're getting. But yeah, so thanks for watching, and I'll move on to group 3. Hi, group 3. So this is for those of you that picked the blue-green appetite. This is your reading. So your advice card for this week is going to be movement reversed. So, what this means, this advice for you this week, is that you may actually have to retrace your steps. If you've lost something and you're like, oh my God, I lost it. I don't know what to do. I'm too tired to go and try to find it. This is saying that you might find this thing. If this happens, try to retrace your steps. You have a higher chance of finding it. It's telling you that you want to look for it too. So don't give up if you can't see that, if you can't readily see the thing, or if you feel like it's a lost cause. This is saying that you should give it a shot to go and retrace your steps to get the thing that you need, that you may have lost. The other thing that this is saying is that it's okay if you're repeating some of the same patterns in the past. It's saying that if you didn't learn something the first time, you might be learning it a second time, and it's okay to, that's okay. People sometimes need to learn something more than once. So say you have to get retrained on something, don't worry about it. It says nothing about you. It just means that you need to retrain it, and it might be better this time around, because maybe you're going to be retaining information differently. We're all different depending on the day, and sometimes we're just more receptive than others when it comes to learning. So don't worry about that. Also, you want to make sure, though, that, you also see that if you have any setbacks, just see that still, any movement is good movement. It's better than not moving at all. So even if it's 2 steps forward or 3 steps back or whatever, it's still progress, because even in the steps back, you're still learning. So you don't want to hold yourself, you don't want to be too hard on yourself this week when it comes to having to revisit things that you already knew. It's okay to review. So just keep that in mind. So I'm going to take some charms, and hang on, I'm going to move my mic to the side so you don't have to hear the charm noises. Okay, group 3. For those who pick group 3, for March 13th through March 19th, 2022, what prediction do they have for this week ahead? What is the prediction for this week ahead for them for March 13th through March 19th, 2022? Oh, hang on just a second. I dropped something. I'm going to actually take some more here because that didn't. Just a little bit more, please. For more detail. Okay, we're good. So let me move this forward here. What am I seeing? So Monday, Sunday, Monday this week coming up. Sunday, Monday, I'm not seeing a whole lot of activity. I think these days are going to be pretty mundane with no occurrences. It's going to be very calm. Tuesday, though, this is Sunday, Monday, but this could be Monday, Tuesday. I have Virgo, is this Virgo? Yeah, that's Virgo. I have Virgo here. So you may feel like your intelligence might be getting ignored, which is interesting, actually, now that this card comes up, because this kind of talks about people maybe not believing in you, even though you are smart. You are smart. And for some reason, you may feel insecure about that. And, maybe nobody else is actually thinking this about you, but you could be feeling like, man, nobody takes me seriously. Everyone thinks I'm such a pretty face, that I don't know anything, that I'm a bimbo because I have to keep asking people to repeat things, or, maybe your pace of learning is, we won't say slow. It's different. It's different. Some people learn by reading books, and that's enough for them. Some people learn by making mistakes, and that's enough for them. Some people are fast at learning and can retain information quickly, and some people need to have it really need to understand it from the ground up. Like, I know people that, because here, this is funny, because this is the 12th house, right? And Virgo in the 12th is a Libra rising. So for me, very often I'm having to compete with people and try to get them to believe that I'm not dumb. And it's because this Virgo in the 12th shows that my intelligence gets hidden. My ability to, organize and prioritize and all those things kind of has a little bit of a fog around it. And, even if I am very organized and prioritized and all that stuff, people may not perceive it like that. And this is the thing, is this could also be my own personal doubts too. So keep it in mind that if you are feeling this way, don't worry. People may not actually think that. This is just an area where you might be more paranoid. But don't worry if you have to ask for help or relearn something. Don't kick yourself over this. It's not worth it. Just get the thing done, learn the thing, and keep doing it. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing with this here. For some of you also, maybe there's some concerns about, health issues, but they're not really manifesting so much. They're more like concerns about health issues, so it's more of like a paranoia about health issues. I'm not truly seeing, an actual issue. You're just more like worried about it. So that's another thing. You might want to use your mind for less intuitive thinking. We've got Mercury in Pisces right now, and so it's not really its sharpest right now. So we're all kind of being subjected to that energy where we might be more, our thoughts might be more directed through feeling first. So worry might be the first thing. Instead of rationally thinking about it, you're more likely to kind of stay in that feeling zone. So just be aware of that. If you're worried about something, if you truly have a symptom though, go to your doctor for sure. That's, easy peasy. Don't worry about it. Just go. But if you're like, I don't know what I'm worried about, if I get cancer five years from now, like, don't think about that. It's not worth it. It's a waste of your time. But when we're looking out here, the end of your week is going to be much more populated. It looks like, just there's more stuff going on at the end of the week around Wednesday. So that's kind of where we start here with Wednesday. I think that, for Wednesday, I think that you are going to, for some of you, you might just have a beautiful rainy day. That's what I have with this umbrella. The other thing though is it can talk about shielding others from difficult times. So if there's, specifically children is one of them, but partners, romantic partners, things like that, you could be offering them some kind of support, shielding them from the rain literally, or you could be just shielding them from, bad stuff. If maybe you've heard somebody said something nasty about someone and someone's asking you about it, you could be like, no, don't worry about it. It's okay. This also talks about preventative measures when it comes to, I can talk about preventative measures when it comes to birth and birth control and sexual activities and things like that, because this is the house of procreation. You can also talk it can also talk about, shielding your small business from things, maybe you're taking out some kind of insurance when it comes to a small business. Or taking some preventative measures to make sure that it's secure. It's going to be okay. This is basically you taking the efforts to secure your happiness and keep yourself happy and content and taken care of. So I don't see anything bad here. Just you kind of taking measures to be very, to be safe or things like that. So this can also talk about going out and having fun, because this can easily be like nightclubs and gambling and casinos and, that type of nightlife. So I'm also seeing that you might have, you might be taking precautions if you're going to be going out and being more active in some areas that may not be so safe. So you're doing good work here. Now, I see this here. This looks like, okay. I think that this is going to be saying that there's some kind of like, this actually, it could be a couple of things. It could be talking about somebody that might be bossing you around at home. Can talk about a dominating father, somebody who's really like kind of pestering you about something. They're pestering you about a waste of time and a waste of money. Either they're making you waste time and money, or they're pestering you about doing an activity that is a waste of time and money. Or you're pestering them about it, or the idea of a waste of time and money is maybe popping up here, and it has to do with your home life, your parents potentially, but it also can talk about like your actual physical house. There may be some kind of stupid thing that you have, like if you have a pool, you might have to dig it up, be like, okay, this is such a waste of money, it's just an eyesore at this point, I'm gonna get rid of it. Or you could have some kind of like renovations you're making to your house potentially that they're more what's the word, they're not necessary improvements, but they are maybe something that you want, something that's fun. But I'm seeing renovations and changes happening within your house. And with this these golf clubs here, because we have this is the what's his name called, the hammer. We've got the golf clubs in this throne. That's why I'm thinking that you know, for some of you, maybe you're getting a fancy toilet. That's another thing. It could be a fancy toilet or fancy change to your house in some way. But it also could mean that, you know, somebody is blocking you from making these changes. It could be a father or a husband, and they're saying, no, we don't need this. It's a waste of time or money. But like, that's going to be kind of like a big thing, because they're all happening at once down here. So I'm thinking that that might be what that is. Someone's, you know, asking someone else to be practical minded and all that stuff. A buzzkill. We'll call them a buzzkill. So up here, we've got these two guys here. This is about Wednesday, Thursday again. We've got Aquarius and we got the scales. Now, this isn't necessarily Libra. I do have a Libra charm, so this is more of like, I mean, it's still Libra topics like measurement and justice and balance and things like that. With Aquarius here, though, it does talk about more global affairs. The 11th house talks about internet. So this could be you guys talking about, you know, global affairs on the internet, something like that. Or you could, I feel like it is going to be like a justice related thing. You could be talking about politics, or sharing political ideas. But I think that these are ideas on what to do about these things, how to change the world. Maybe you could be like really thinking about that or sharing that with other people. This can also talk about maybe trying to weigh certain things when it comes to your goals and your wishes. Because this is your area. This area represents your dreams and aspirations and your groups and things. So you could be voting to kick someone out of a community is one thing. You could be voting to kick someone out, or you could be kind of weighing the pros and cons behind a certain activity or a certain group activity or certain community that you're a part of. So, you know, if you're part of Facebook groups that are, you know, being pains in the ass and like say the people aren't really jiving with you, you might decide whether you really need that or not, whether you need to communicate with people about that or not. It's up here. It's mostly, it's not business oriented. This is mostly just your recreation, the people you're hanging out with, talking about fairness in a group. You know, I'm trying to think if I can think of what else this could be. Not seeing anything other than that. It's kind of, it does look like a discussion about law or making legal decisions in the future that could benefit you. You're going to be gaining in some way. But it's more planning though. I'm not seeing any action. It's planning at this stage. What else do I see here? So we've got on the outskirts, we've got, this is going to be Friday, Saturday. And over here, we also have Friday, Saturday. What's funny is I also have the plane here, but it's like way off of the distance, meaning this isn't going to be happening in the week. This isn't happening in the week. However, it does look like you might be making or canceling a trip. And it could be because of health issues. This is the 6th house, so this can mean war. You know, so for some of you, if you have this international connections, you may have to cut off a flight that you had planned to go someplace foreign. Because this can talk about like problems, debts, problems, issues surrounding money, issues surrounding conflicts and unfortunate events. And it's a misfortunate place. So, you know, this can talk about the removal of this opportunity to go someplace. And I have the Eiffel Tower here, and this is Scorpio. So it can talk about, you know, maybe you're doing this because of fear or paranoia or worries or something like that. I don't think that it's going to be a health issue that's stopping you. It's like you may have had maybe you had plans to make plans to go on a vacation, and now you have to change, you know, now you have to kind of give that up and be like, oh, well, what am I going to do now then? But yeah, with this little jet here, I'm thinking that, you know, international travel was something that you had planned, but now that's no longer on the table. This can talk about, you know, a secret, maybe like a secret rendezvous or a secret, you know, visitation with somebody as well. But I think for the most part, we're seeing loss in this area. So you aren't going to have very good news at the end of the week when it comes to, ambitions about like where you would go, or, in some cases, I don't think it's health. I mean, it could be health related for some of you. Like you have to travel to like a different town to maybe get like treatment or something. It might be saying that you might have to cancel that or some such thing. But yeah, I'm just seeing mostly like a canceled trip, and I'm not sure if I'm seeing lost money necessarily. But yeah, it's going to be changing your plans about things in the future. Over here, we've got this little, I don't know the name of this thing. It's like a steering wheel for ships, but I thought that it had an official name, but I don't remember. I have that up here. So I feel like this is going to say that you're going to kind of lose direction at the end of the week. You'll kind of lose direction. You'll kind of lose steam. You'll kind of start to not really know what you want to do or where you're going or things like that. And, I think that it's okay for you to be in that way, and you don't have to think, you don't have to come up with solutions right away. Okay. So even though you kind of feel like you're feeling around in the dark and you don't know what's around the corner and you don't know what's next, it's okay. Just try to stay present. What's happening now? Are you safe now? Are you okay now? Are you, do you have food to eat? Do you have a shelter over your head? Do you have people around you? Are you healthy? These are the things you want to focus on when you're feeling like this, when you feel like you're kind of lost at sea. And just know that once you go to sleep the next day, you'll probably have answers. You'll probably feel better. These are always good. When these sorts of 12th house things happen, it's always best to just kind of sleep it off. And then you'll kind of, hopefully have a new idea the next day. Inspiration can strike at any time, but it's not likely to strike when you're, tired and kind of feeling groggy and depressed. So just try to, take a break. Down here, we've got this again. Gosh, this one came out here again in the same place. I think it was last time, the last reading too. This was here. But this is the surgery kit. So this talks about precision. It talks about systems, having a system or a routine in your life. So because I've got this kind of in between the third and the fourth here, I feel like this is saying that you might start to try to implement a routine. Group 3, do you have ADD? Like I can always pick out who's got ADD in my readings. Like, do you guys have ADD? Because I have ADD and I'm like, this stuff sounds familiar. I'm trying to pick up, you guys are trying to pick up a system that'll make you more organized at home, or make you more organized in your thoughts. Like this is definitely trying to organize your notes or forming a system or a pattern or a skill when it comes to notes and your home life and things like that. Because this toolkit reminds me of the very systematic approach people take to, surgery and keeping things sterile and things like that, having to have a system where there's an order of operations to things. So you could be doing an order of operations type of situation where you have to like say, okay, I'm going to plan this out. First I do this and then I do this and then I do this. And I can't do this unless this is done. So you could be really doing like one of those things, or you could be saying, I'm going to have a routine, or I'm going to go out and walk or exercise, but I'm going to start with 15 minutes a day. And then I'm going to do another, and I'll just start it at 15 and I'm going to say twice a week. And if I don't complete that in the week, I'll say it's a failure, but I have plenty of time to do it. So you could be setting up something that's a little bit more structured in order for you to kind of improve the way that you're living. So whatever you're doing here, though, it's good. This looks like you're trying to make changes. So if there was some kind of flub or a snafu or a mistake where you kind of lost track of something, and, maybe you're questioning whether you're smart or not, or whether or not you're worthy of people to treat you with respect because you make mistakes. Like, yeah, you're totally worthy of respect, even if you make mistakes. But with this, it says that you're trying to do something about it. You're going to make the changes that you need to make. So you're doing everything right. It's just, you got to go easy on yourself. But anyway, that's what I'm seeing. Group 3, thanks for watching. If you would like a private reading with me, you can find me in my Etsy shop. I have astrology readings. I have psychic readings starting at $10, tarot readings, anything you can find there. And if you want something that's not there, message me. I will work something out. Yeah, I want to thank you for watching. If you guys like this content, please let me know. If this happens in the week, also let me know. If it doesn't happen, also let me know. I like to hear feedback on whether or not these things are going to happen. Some of you already know that these things are happening because you already have like plans in the week. So yeah, feel free to tell me if this stuff is adding up and you're like, seeing some patterns. I'd love to hear it because I'm always looking to improve. So anyway, thanks for watching and I'll see you guys later. Bye now.